Hello everyone. So I'm being weird. I'm gonna talk about psychosis. So, table of context. What is psychosis, hallucinations, delusions, types / both, and our experiences? Hallucinations, delusions, our experiences. So, major trigger warning. What's the difference between psychosis and schizophrenia? How does it happen? Diagnosis / criteria, symptoms, links to more sources, which I will put in the description. This is not something that you should fully base off yourself. Oh, please, this is controversial. Please don't self-diagnose fully without clear signs. Like, if you just see it on the internet and feel the need that you have it, please just don't self-diagnose unless you actually see the signs within yourself and have seen the signs, and then I'd suggest you go get professional help in case to confirm or deny. So, if you like these types of videos that I make where I am talking, that's cool. I appreciate it. Please hit a like and subscribe. And here we go. What is psychosis? Psychosis is a mental illness where a person loses some or a lot of contact with reality. Sometimes or a lot of the time it's not being able to tell what is real and what is not. This is not talking about substance psychosis at all. What are hallucinations? Hallucinations are a trick to the brain that plays senses-wise. They can go for all senses: sound, touch, taste, smell, see. Visual hallucinations, seeing stuff, words, shadow people, things, anything visual is 12.7% from what they know. Through a South African stress and health study, auditory hallucinations, yet you can hear the outside of the head, even if others do not hear, is a 6.4% that is known through an USA NCSR study. Other hallucinations, such as taste, touch, smell, is a 4.2% from what we know. On a British National Survey of Psychiatric Morbid. And even with the difference between psychosis and being a system of your voices, to clarify, is that psychosis is you can hear things from outside your head, while being a system, you're hearing voices from inside your head because of the alters, if you have that sort of communication bond with said alters, and it is possible to have both. It is just, I feel like that's rare, though. What are delusions? Delusions are a strongly held or fixed false belief that conflict with reality. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 5th edition, aka the DSM-5, delusions are fixed beliefs that are not amendable to change, light, or conflicting evidence. So, how does this happen? Psychosis is a deep issue that can occur due to a combination of genetic, environmental, and psych factors. Some of the key reasons of why psychosis can happen. Genetics can play a significant role in the development in psychosis. People with a family history of psychosis are more likely to experience it themselves. However, having a family history does not guarantee that someone might diagnose with or develop psychosis. Environmental factors such as lack of sleep, stress, trauma, socialization, isolation can trigger psychosis in individuals who are prone / genetically predisposed to have it. Psych, such as mental health conditions such as depression, anxiety, personality disorders, PTSD, or a form of schizophrenia, or bipolar, or, BPD, are at an increased risk of developing psychosis. Brain chemistry. Imbalances in the brain chemicals such as dopamine and serotonin can cause development of psychosis. Stress and trauma. Prolonged exposure to stress and trauma can trigger psychosis in some individuals. So, what's the difference between schizophrenia and psychosis? Psychosis happens to be an illness that's clumped with other issues, mainly bipolar 1, BPD, anxiety, PTSD, etc., while schizophrenia, on the other hand, is a whole set of mental illness on its own that's clumped with anything, that's not really clumped with anything, unless you're talking about schizoaffective, which is a personality disorder and different on its own. Types of both. Hallucinations, senses. Seeing people who aren't there, feeling spiders or hands on you when nothing is on you, tasting or smelling things that aren't around you or haven't been around you in a long time, such as gasoline, cat piss, anything like that, even roses. Both. So this is both hallucinations and delusions. Postpartum, also a delusion, where you experience all the symptoms of pregnancy or miscarriage, but you were never pregnant or miscarrying in the first place. Animal, both. And to clarify, no, I do not mean Therian or non-human alters or furries. I'm talking about the people with no DID, OSDD, etc., that have the belief that they're an animal or a werewolf that can transform. And once they are in that state that they transform, they can feel they have the body parts of that one which they think they have. I'm calling this delusional state and hallucination flesh wounds. As the term wendigo is native, and I cannot, and out of respect, I cannot use that as a type of psychosis symptom or hallucination symptoms, but just know that I am going to call what is originally called as a native term as flesh wounds. I'm not native, just to be clear, but I do experience this type of psychosis. That's why I've not changed the name per se, but I know myself, and there are cannibals that have been arrested who have dealt with the same sort of psychosis, and they based it off a native creature. So I'm calling this flesh wounds. Having the delusion or hallucination that you're a cannibalistic person or creature that has to eat people or yourself in any way possible. And this has hallucinations that you can taste and smell the flesh you eat. Even if you don't have, or eaten someone, even if you have never eaten someone, you can get this. Although it's rare, it still happens. Zombie, both not including systems at all, having the delusion that you are actually dead or have passed, feeling the effects of one may be dying or rotting, or a zombie of some sort. There's also a whole other form of this where it goes off the rockers called Cotard syndrome, which that's what I'm referencing to. Delusions. This is just delusions now. This is not both hallucinations and delusions. This is not hallucinations. This is delusions. The government is out to get you. Someone took an organ, even with no scar or proof, not including systems. People who think they're a fictional character and change everything about themselves to become that character. Thinking you're a higher power, like a god complex kind of thing, but to a bigger extreme. So God, President, Virgin Mary, etc. People following you. You are in the Matrix. And this is our experience. We were diagnosed with bipolar 1 at 12, and then with BPD at 19, and diagnosed with DID at 16. And all the stuff we struggle with that's not DID related, but psychosis related, started when we were 12. We struggle with hallucinations, seeing dead bodies in our hands, though that's super rare, hearing screaming of our bio dad, who's our abuser, and is dead. Ed, yell our name in painful sobs, feeling hands or cock on and in us, tasting and smelling blood, and delusions that we both were some that we listed. Dead, cannibals, postpartum issues, people following and watching us, and have been struggling with this since we were 12. However, the flesh ruins hallucination was taken to a whole other extreme back in 2022. Diagnostic, it's been a shit show, okay? Diagnosis and treatment. A physical exam, diagnostic investigations, comprehensive behavioral health evaluation. Youngest you can get diagnosed is 9 years old, and treatments are medication, support system, therapy, DBT, CBT, whatever works. Credit to the links and to the doctors that I have personally talked to about my psychosis with, because I did not know this much about it until I was diagnosed and actively looking into why I acted the way I did when I was psychotic, when I do act psychotic.